Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Meg Smith.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Today, I'm here with Anthony Gonzales from My Trusted Neighbors, or MTN Roofing. How are you, Anthony?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for joining.
For sure. We had a little technical issues, but I think we figured out a solution.
Good. I'm glad it's working. So tell our listeners all about your business.
Yeah, so we are MTN Roofing, and we are based out of the Denver Metro. And we're just a smaller roofing company in the area that is trying to do big things through customer service. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And I did see you have a lot of testimonial videos on your website. So good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Our customers, I asked them that, hey, I'm always asking my customers when I first meet them, hey, right now we're starting off as a 5-star service. At any point you feel like my stars are dropping, let me know before I see it online. And then they say, well, we don't have any issues like that with you, but we want to do more.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of great testimonial videos on your website.
Yeah, so I had a lot of customers wanted to do a little bit more than just leave us a 5-star review. And some of them said, hey, we're willing to do like a little video if you want. And I just thought that was amazing. So I said, okay, let's do it. So I had some friends that know how to work a camera, and we did it.
That is awesome. And it's great for, potential customers to see exactly how excited your, former clients are about your work.
Yeah. I try to make every customer, this is what we're doing is a personal experience, right? With them, we're redoing their castle, right? And so I want to make sure that every customer that I'm like working with understands how much care and detail I do through the whole process, and they feel appreciative with that. And so with returns, they obviously the reward is customer reviews and testimonials. So they wanted to do that.
Well, good job. I love that people can see that right on the website and, feel like they're getting to know your clients and you even better. So tell us also a little bit about your journey. How did you get into roofing in the first place?
Yeah, so I actually got into roofing because I used to do commercial sales with a major home improvement store, and I was one of their top performers in this major retail home improvement store. And there was an issue that kind of happened that made me realize that they're dictating my value. And when I started seeing my customers saying, hey, you should work for us, a lot of my customers were small roofing companies. And so I got pulled in from a smaller roofing company, helped build their team out, and then realized, man, I can really start to do this on my own. Wanted to move in an area that I really love, which is Colorado. I'm originally from Texas, but I moved here in 2018 when I had that other big storm here. And I said, this is my opportunity to move out here. So, that's how I really got into the roofing industry, was through, again, customer service, customers really seeing my value and pulling me to that direction. So that's the short answer. That's the short answer.
That's awesome. So tell us about any myths or misconceptions. I know as a homeowner, I don't know nothing about my roof, man. Like, what are the things that you educate people about most frequently?
So a lot of things I educate my homeowners that a lot of homeowners are unaware is that it is their job to have to do their yearly checks on their roofs, not just their roof, but their entire property. And so homeowners think, oh, I I need to when I need to file a claim, or do I need to do repairs, or mitigate repairs or prevent anything that's going to happen. That's the homeowner's job to do that. And a lot of times it's like, hey, if I have a leak, then if I don't have a leak, I'm okay. If I have a leak, that's when I'm going to call for repairs, call my insurance. And it's like, hey, I always try to tell them, hey, let's try to do a yearly check. Let's make sure you're okay. And if you have any hail damage, leaks, or anything, and we can link it to a storm, we have 1 year to file a claim through your insurance company. And then also too, when you file a claim through your insurance company, it's not like car insurance where they ding you every time you file a claim. It's your job to do your due diligence to contact the insurance company, your insurance provider, to say, hey, I might have some damages, but first I had my local roofing company or a local inspector come by and check out my roof, or any damages of hail or strong wind damages, and then we get them to come out there. So that's one misconception that a lot of times homeowners think, well, I don't want to file a claim because I don't want to get dinged on my premiums, or so that's what we have. That's why I educate my homeowners a lot with that.
That's good. Yeah, because it's important. I mean, we so don't know. We know our own work, but we don't know about, all those aspects, the ins and outs of insurance and homeowner, responsibilities. So that's really nice that you're guiding folks in that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's only honestly one of the if you see some of my testimonials online, I think there was one in particular that her name was Dina, and she was like, I was gonna might had to put a second mortgage on my home to do these repairs, and it was like, no, you don't have to do that. Use your benefits through your insurance. You have damage. You have a year to file a claim after a storm. Let's try that avenue first before you put yourself back into deeper debt. And she was able to get her. She had I believe it was like a $50,000 claim that she only had to pay her deductible, and I think her deductible was less than $1,000. So she had that much damage down to only paying, in order she was going to pay it. I always tell customers this, she was going to put almost a second mortgage on her home to get her roof replaced, which all she had to do was just go through her insurance and pay less than $1,000 to get it all done. And that to me is incredible.
Absolutely. I will second that. So good job. So we also like to get to know our, podcast guests personally a little bit too. So you moved to Colorado because you wanted to be out here. So what are you doing for fun? I'm sure it involves hiking and that sort of thing, but tell us a little bit about you.
So I love the mountains. Anyone who comes to Colorado, obviously, that is the first thing people say. Colorado mountains, like, oh my goodness, like beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love snowboarding. I also love skateboarding. I also love, I'm an artist. So I love to draw. I love to create paintings and drawings. And it's funny, my background is actual visual design, and I'm a roofer. And then also too, I love to be involved with the fitness community. So there's a lot of CrossFit affiliates that I work with. I actually have a small passion project called unomasropa.com. And it is a motivational apparel brand that started by accident by going to a CrossFit affiliate, working out, and then as I was being consistent, I needed to get some workout clothes, couldn't find anything that fit my aesthetic, that fit me. So I made this kettlebell skull that said one more, because I always tell myself I can do my max effort in anything that I'm doing and go one more. And that community had really embraced that, and that's turning into something else too. So what I do for fun with that apparel brand, it's going through snowboarding, skateboarding, art, whatever it is, a motivational brand. So that's what I love to do when I'm not doing roofing. You'll catch me on a weekend at a local CrossFit competition, or a skateboarding competition, or a snowboarding competition, motivating people, giving out shirts, selling shirts, just telling people, hey, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like you can't go anymore, you can always go uno más. You can go one more. So that's what I'm doing when I'm, that's why when I moved out to Colorado, I got inspired in so many different ways that I'm, it started another side passion project. So yeah.
Well, that is so fun. I'm excited about all of that. You saw my face. I'm like, what? That is so cool.
Yeah.
So congratulations. I want a shirt.
For sure. Yeah, I'll definitely get you one. Just send me your size. I got you.
Yeah, that's really fun. I'm like, so my favorite thing to do is go to concerts. I'm like a 90s punk fan. So I go to all these shows and stuff. And I feel like something I can wear there with the skull and the
Awesome.
I love it. Well, that's really cool.
Did you go to that Blink-182 concert that was just here recently?
I missed Blink, but the last concert I went to was I saw the Foo Fighters up in Aspen for Jazz Fest.
Nice.
And Billy Idol opened. And the funny part is I just saw Billy Idol in his own tour here in April. So I've seen him twice this year.
Wow, that is awesome.
So yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to when I'm not podcasting or doing other things.
That's so cool.
So let's circle back to the business. So you were here in 2018 for the big storm, and obviously you were here through COVID. So a lot of folks are, answering this question with those challenges that they experienced during COVID. But I don't know if there's a different kind of challenge that you've been through with your business and, how you overcame it and, how the business is stronger for it.
Yeah, so actually I started MTN Roofing in the middle of that pandemic. So starting a business and then getting hit with COVID and stay-at-home restrictions. And, at that time we didn't know what was happening, what was going on. But, as we were trying to make an income for our families and for, and then trying to get roof replaced, it was really, it was a coming in with a challenge, but I love a challenge. And so, as us being an essential business, we did a lot of contactless inspections, talking through people through their glass door, through the window. We have, excuse me, we have an app that we use that we were able to completely redo remove and replace the roofs, and taking photos. And every time we took a photo in real time, that when a customer goes to that link, they can see what we're actually doing. So every time my project manager takes photos of the job site, so we can then give to the insurance company, show the homeowner can see exactly what we're replacing. So it's, I like to say is like, a lot of times roofers and we have like this kind of stereotype of that we can't be trusted. There's a lot of people coming from out of town. There's storm chasers. There's a lot of people that are not here that live locally. And so I like to be very transparent through our process of, hey, they're welcome to our office. They're also welcome to see what we're actually doing, seeing the process in real time of us installing the work, so they know that we're not cutting corners, that we're doing everything by code, that we're expediting what we're saying that we're doing. And so when the homeowners see that and they have access to that, they they have a peace of mind and feel at ease that, man, the person from the very beginning is keeping their word from the start of the job all the way down to the very last part of it. So
yeah, I love that, because it's like real time updates on your work.
Yeah. And then also too, going back to the pandemic question, right? So one thing that I realized is that we were all vulnerable, from the homeowners to us trying to make sure that we do our work. There was a lot of a lot of high anxiety. Everyone was anxious. What's going to happen? And so when people are at home, they're trying to not think about anything what's going on. So they start looking at their home. They start looking at I have a leak, and oh my goodness, what about my roof and all that stuff. So what I've trained some of our sales reps and some of our people is to say, it's like, again, going back, is like, we have to care about our homeowners, not just the fact of taking care of the home and making sure everything's set right, but really listening to like their act, like really getting to know the customer in a deeper level of why do they have this much anxiety? Have they been hurt? Have they been burned in the past from other contractors? How can we gain that trust? So really caring, like creating a bond with our customers and giving them an experience and relating to them, and just saying like, even though we're here to replace your roof and your gutters or anything that was affected by that storm, we're also here to understand that we're going to take care of your castles so you can have less things to worry about than just, what else is happening. So we try to make sure that our customers are aware that this is still a vulnerable situation, because we're going into someone's home, their comfort, their safe space, and their safe haven. And so I try to make sure that we go in a deeper emotional intellection. Emotional aspect of this, understanding that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so solid. It's such good care you're taking of your clients, and I just love that about what I'm learning today.
Thank you.
So tell us what the one thing is that you wish our listeners knew about roofing service in general, or your particular company. Tell us just like that one thing. Like, I know you're obviously very much into getting to know the clients and taking good care of them and showing them those real-time updates about their projects, but what's like one thing that you really want to leave them with?
That's a good question. I think the one thing to lead them with is that man, that's a loaded question. And you gave me a question to look at before I got here, and I was thinking about that question. And so honestly is that really take the time and do your research on every roofing company that comes through, making sure that it is okay to ask for their license. It's okay to say, are you local? Is it okay to also, when you feel like you're being pressured to do something, it's okay to tell the homeowner to say, hey, I'm feeling pressured right now, can you take a step back? Like, I have to remind homeowners that from insurance companies to having anybody doing in your work, we're here for you, and we want to make sure that we have a clear we have clarity on what are your needs and wants. But also too, it's like, don't let people force you to do something that you don't want to do. And I say that because what we're seeing right now, I love insurance providers, don't get me wrong, like that's like my main bread and butter, going through that insurance process. But also too is letting them know that that the insurance company is there for you, but then you have anybody there to advocate for you, to the insurance provider, to saying, hey, are they covering what they're supposed to cover? That's a huge thing too. And then also to the insurance company, when they do have to replace, when they do approve a replacement, the insurance company has to go through the market price. And there's two platforms called Xactimate and ITEL. And they just have to go by that market price. When sometimes the insurance company tries to cut corners, do the bare minimum of paying out. So it's so important to hire a local roofing company like MTN Roofing, or finding someone if it's not me, finding someone that's equivalent to us can advocate for you, to say, hey, is my insurance taking care of me? And also to, is it making sure that the roofing companies are doing their part, and making sure they're not pretty much overcharging for certain things, for like there's like a whole another thing I can go into, but there's a supplement process that sometimes roofing companies try to take advantage of the insurance company. So just making sure that you're in the middle of both of those, making sure that one is not taking advantage of the other, and that everyone is transparent. So I know that is a loaded question, but a loaded answer, but that's what I want people to understand, is this is your home, and it is okay to ask questions and not to feel pressured. So sorry.
Absolutely. No, that's great advice. And to demand transparency and advocacy. I think that was a great answer. Thank you.
I like how you summed my answer.
2 words: advocacy, transparency.
Let me write that down right now.
I love it. Okay, so Anthony, how should people get in touch with you? What's the easiest way to connect?
So you can, you can go to our website to mtnroofing.com. There's a way where you can just type in, just basic information to set up an inspection or someone to contact you. You can also just call the office at 720-808-3306. Usually we're in and out of the office. We're a small team, but we have big crews, and so we're always out in the field. So calling, email, shoot a text. But the best way to make sure that it never gets missed is go through the website, mtnroofing.com. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a wonderful time interviewing you. I really appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This was really an honor for you guys to reach out. I thought that was really cool.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much, Meg. I appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com.